Hey girlies, look, first off, how y'all doing today? Y'all, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being girl horrible, I just can't get through, 5 being I'm doing the best I can, and 10 being amazing. On the scale of 1 to 10, how y'all doing? I'm gonna put the poll in the video. Me, y'all, I'm PMSing, so I'm all over the place. 1 minute it might be a 1, the next minute it's a 5, the next minute it's a 10, the next minute it's a 2. I'm just trying to stay alive. I don't know. I got my waist trainer on. I have not had it on in years, but I just feel so bloated, like I have no control over my stomach, child. So I dug it up and I put it on. My trainer would be giving me the serious side eye for having this waist trainer on right now, y'all. But I just can't take it. I need it. So look, you all, I wanted to come in here and talk about something. So I was having a conversation with one of my girlies earlier, and I want to come in here and talk about it because this is something that relates to a lot of us, and it's something I had to work on too. You all, so many times we'll feel like, we're a good person, we're a nice person, and then we don't understand why we're taken advantage of by people, right? Or why people just can't be what it is that we need them to be to us, or why people wrong us. So first, let me just go with you all that being a nice person and allowing people to get over on you, or allowing people to constantly mistreat you, or allowing yourself, you see how I'm saying allowing, because we have to take ownership of our part. That's the only way that we're going to be able to heal, is if we see our stuff, because I can't control somebody else, but I can control myself. So allowing somebody else to continuously come into your space and do whatever it is that does not feel right to you, because we are so wise, right? But see, when we battling with ourselves, we really can't see, right? It's like we're swinging in the dark and we don't know what we're swinging at. We're missing, right? We're so wise that we know when something doesn't feel right, right? We know when something doesn't feel right, but we will continue to, entertain it because there's something that's going on inside, right? And what I was telling my girlfriend is, being nice and being there for people, or always allowing people to get over whatever it is that you allow people to do, people pleasing, anything, that's not the same, right? I can be nice and I can set healthy boundaries. I can be nice and I can let you know what time it is, and we don't have to let anybody know what time it is from a place of being violent, because first off, if you got all of that type of energy in you, then you need to figure out why you're still in that space, right? If I'm around somebody that's taking me to that limit, that level, then I need to get up out of there. Y'all, when it comes to me on this side of the healing journey, I'm very wise about who I'm around. I don't play no games. If you are a red flag for me in any kind of way, if I feel like you don't know how to manage your emotions, if you're disrespectful, and I'm talking about I see you disrespecting other people, if I feel like I got to be on eggshells around you because you don't know how to manage your emotions, I can't say what I got to say like I may be able to say to somebody that's mature, and we can just talk it out, because I don't know how you're going to respond. If I know you fighting a lot of internal battles and you project that stuff on the other people, I don't want you anywhere around me, because you're a red flag, and nobody's going to take me back to a place where I used to be, and I'm not going to allow anybody to control me, and I'm not going to put myself constantly in a space where I feel like I need to continue to govern myself, not allow myself to get upset, control myself. Why would I do that? So you got to ask yourself, why do you feel like I'm such a nice person, but I keep putting myself in spaces where I'm being taken advantage of, where there's no reciprocity, right? Where I give and I don't receive, where somebody's not giving me whatever it is that I need, whether it's respect, whether it's conversation, effective communication, whether it's time, whether you spend money on this person, whether you need them to call you, they never call you, but you always call them. You have to ask yourself, when it comes to that, what award are you trying to receive? And what I mean by that is, all of us do what we do for a reason. There's always a why. There's always a why for why we do what we do, right? It does something for us. And sometimes we do things from an unhealthy place, and it's soothing or serving that unhealthy place within us, right? And that's still our why. That's why we're doing it. Like, I may always be there for people when they call me, because I want people to look at me as the girl that's always there when they need somebody. Well, somebody would say, well, why do you want people to always look at you like that? Well, y'all, sometimes we've been through some things that has us acting out in some ways that may not seem the healthiest, but it doesn't matter. It still serves us in some way. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that you are gaining from doing this? Because you can be nice and you can set boundaries, right? And as soon as you start to set boundaries, I promise you, there are not going to be people taking advantage of you like you used to, because they're going to start to fall off. Because first, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to sink their hooks into you even further, because they see that you're starting to value yourself, right? They like, oh, hell no. Because look, people that know they are not treating us right, and look, people know when they ain't treating us right. Just like, you know, if you're wronging somebody, you know you're wronging somebody, especially if that person has told you, right? You know you're wronging somebody if this person has communicated it to you. So if somebody is always taking advantage of you, if somebody is not giving you what you need, and this has been over and over, right? You all have, there's a pattern of this, there's a pattern of behaviors, and you have communicated this to somebody, right? They know what they're doing. But the thing is, a person who wants to have control over somebody is always going to go for the person that's weak, because that's the person that you can control. So because you need to figure out what award it is that you're trying to win, like what is it? What validation are you seeking? Why do you continue to stay in these spaces where you feel like I'm giving, but I'm not receiving? You need to figure out what that is. So then you can work on that. And then as soon as you go to work on that and you go to set your healthy boundaries, because that's what you want to do. You want to set boundaries, right? They're going to try to sink their hooks into you deeper, because they know that you're starting to value yourself. They know that you're starting to separate yourself from them. They know that you are creating boundaries. Boundaries is what separates you from another person and puts up that barrier right there for you cannot do this, or this is not going to happen, or this is going to be the way it's going to be. And if you should overstep it, there will be consequences, right? All of that is a part of a boundary, right? You got to have all of that, right? They're going to try to come forward again, but you have to stand firm. You have to stand firm. It's not no, I'm not being a nice person. Girl, you're, like I told my friend, we always talk about how we're a nice person to everybody else. What about being nice to yourself? What about being nice to yourself? If you're such a nice person to everybody else, and that's something that any of us, you know, that has been nice to somebody, we have said that, or we felt that way. Like, I'm always there for them. I'm always giving to them, or I'm always there for these people. But what do you do for yourself? That's why my whole page, that's why the objective of it is for you to heal you, for you to go inside and for you to figure out you. Everything else that you're going to get, the man, the job, like the way my life is changing, that is a byproduct of the work that I've done on me. But if you're being nice to everybody else, why aren't you being nice to yourself? So you have to ask yourself that too. I can tell you that at the bottom of all of it is there's a low self-worth. You find other people to be more worthy of being nice to than you find yourself to be more nice to, because you are gaining something, even if it's not anything that is substantial, or even if it's not even anything that really matters. It's still doing something for you internally when you are being nice to other people, and you have not yet sat and been nice enough to yourself where you realize, damn, when I'm nice to myself, girl, do you know how I feel now that I put me first? Do you know how I feel every time I realize, I was about to put somebody first. Let me put me. I don't care if it's my daughter. I had a revelation this morning where I was like, I got to take my hands off the wheel when it comes to my daughter, because I'm sitting here trying to find ways to, you know, make her happy, and she struggles with her struggles. But at the end of the day, I cannot make anybody else happy. So all I can do is what I've always done, and I've done a lot, right? But I got to take my hand off the wheel, because now I'm not prioritizing my own mental and emotional health, because it's too tied up into how can I make her happy? How can I make her life good? When it's like, that's internal work that she has to do. And it's sad that she has to do it, right? But it's something that she has to do, and she knows that. So I have to pull my hands off of the wheel, because now I'm not prioritizing myself. So when you go to prioritize yourself, you're going to feel like you're doing something bad to somebody. Let yourself know that you're never doing anything bad to anybody by prioritizing yourself, ever. You're never doing anything bad to a person when you put yourself first. Because let me tell you something, a person that loves you and a person that is secure wants you to do what's best for you. I can be in a relationship with a man tomorrow. I can love him for life, child. I can love him down. And guess what? If he says, I feel like I really want to move cross country because something is just calling me over there. I love you. I don't have a problem with you. This is something that I'm being drawn to do. I'm not going to try to stop him. I'm going to tell him how I feel. I'm not going to be happy, but I'm not going to try to control him. right? So people that actually love you and people that are secure are not going to try to control you, but you wouldn't know what it's like when you're insecure within, because you're always going to be aligning to people that will always present a struggle to you because they are reflecting the struggle that you have within. So I just want to go over some points. Being nice and being a doormat is not the same, right? Being nice and doing things to get along are not the same. That is not the same, right? You need to figure out what award it is that you're trying to win inside. Being this nice person, you want the nice award and it's not working out, right? Like I told my girlfriend, the people that you don't have to put so much energy into, they are your people. You know why? Because even if I'm doing a lot for them, they do a lot for me. There's a balance. There's reciprocity, right? I don't feel like I got to go above and beyond for this person and they don't give me the same. It feels really good, y'all, when you are in relationships with people who give back to you like you give to them. And no, it may not be I give them 2 cupcakes, they give me 2 cupcakes. I may give you 2 cupcakes because I like to bake, but you may make me dinner every Wednesday. When you cook, you may bring me a plate. So it's reciprocity. You see how we give into each other? There's a balance. So number 1, being nice and being a pushover, being a doormat, always being agreeable, that is not the same, right? Set healthy boundaries. I can be nice and I can set a boundary. Know that when you start to set boundaries, there are going to be people that are going to try to come and put their hooks in, because when somebody is using you, if somebody is controlling you, they're using you. Yeah, they're using you because they are weak and they are struggling within. I need somebody to control because I can't control myself, right? I need somebody to control because I cannot control myself. So when somebody is using you, and you start to slip away, know that they're going to try to come back. They're going to try to be your friend. They're going to try to be nice. It's all a part of the game, love. And you need to be aware so you know what's going on. You need to prioritize yourself and value yourself and know, I don't care if you came back with the world on your shoulders. You already showed me who you are. I know what time it is. I value myself. I'm out. That's it, right? And number 3, figure out what award it is that you're trying to win. You're trying to win an award. Try to figure out what award it is, or go get some help. Go to therapy. Get a coaching session. You don't have to book with me. Go book with somebody. But it's healing season. And it's time for you to take responsibility of your life. And it's time for you to do the work. Figure out what award it is you're trying to win. Where is this coming from? For me, I know that I was not validated as a child. I did not feel seen. I did not feel heard. I did not feel loved, especially when my father exited the scene, when my mom and my dad got a divorce. That really broke me down, and I just felt like I was nothing after that because my favorite person in the world was gone. So I'm acting out in life. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to do this. I always want to be there. And then I was overprotected because I didn't have anybody to protect me. So I'm projecting my need to feel protected on everybody else. Let me protect you. Oh, you need me? Call me when there's something wrong. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Girl, please. Go have a seat in the corner and work through your stuff. Now I have so much energy and I don't feel the need to always be there for people. And I don't feel bad when I'm not there for people, because I know that if I'm not being there for somebody, it's not because I'm being mean. It's not because I don't want to be there. It's because I don't need to be there, right? It's not because I don't want to be there because I don't care about what you're going through. It's because I need to be there for me. And if I say no, then it's no. And if you don't want to deal with me because I don't want to be there for you, then guess what? It's over. That's fine. I'll work through my emotions. But I don't want anybody around me that's going to try to manipulate me into believing that I'm a bad person because I'm doing what's best for me. So number 4, know that there will be people who will try to make you feel bad for doing what's best for you, but you're not a bad person for prioritizing yourself, especially in the face of somebody who would try to manipulate you into believing so. And let me add a number 5 in there. Believe manipulative people when they tell you and show you who they are. Know that a manipulative person will manipulate you and do things like be bad to you and then come back and be good and then be bad to you. There's always an underlying motive. They need to get help. And you need to get help, because the only way a person is able to have you in their hooks like that is because you have to work on something inside. They see inside of you a weakness that they see inside of themselves. That's why they are playing games with you. So ladies, govern yourself accordingly. It's healing season. Girl, book a session. If you know you need to book a session, it's time to heal. Go through my link in the bio and book a session. Girl, or go find you a therapist, or they got coaches all over Instagram. Go find you a coach, but it's time to do the work.